'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Lullaby, Nambour, Roochdore, Kilmore, Marillabah, Burkeville, Emmaville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathrown, Proserpine, Alladala, Gingin, Lillaquin, Muckdilla, Wallumbilla, Bougainville, Cumberland, I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man.
We haven't been to Wakool yet, but I tell you what, we're about to remedy that very, very soon. It is 11 minutes to 11 o'clock, and we are going to Wakool where we find Stacey, Brooke. G'day, Stacey.
G'day, how you going?
Good, you got Neil here. The other one you've already spoken to is Rob. Now, when I spoke to you yesterday, you told me you'd be at the football this morning. Is that true?
I am at the football. I'm at the football in a neighbouring town, Barham.
And the score is?
Yeah, no. Around the grounds now, with thanks to Geelong line marking. We've got Stacey out there at Barham. What's the score there, at Barham?
The under 15s are 60 to Kahuna 0.
Kahuna.
Oh.
Yeah. So Kahuna's not doing its thing?
Not today, not their day today.
Now, am I right in saying the Kahunas are the Roos? Is that right?
Yes, they are.
Oh, look at me, I know.
Kahuna Kangas.
That's it. And Barham, are they still merged with Kundruk?
Yeah, so it's Kundruk Barham Raiders.
Yeah. Now,
do they wear Richmond jumpers?
No, they like Adelaide Crows, blue, yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, back when they merged, the final game between the senior sides when they played each other, I reckon about 96, 97, somewhere around there, was Kundruk versus Barham in a grand final. And my understanding is the reason they're called Kundruk Barham rather than Barham Kundruk is Kundruk won the flag.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Oh, look,
that is correct.
Anything we don't know, we just make up. Now, Stacey, tell us about Wakool. Why are you at Barham and Kahuna if you live in Wakool?
Yeah, so we moved to Wakool about 9 years ago from another town about 100 clicks away called Naya, so another small town. Moved over, my husband took a farming job and we've moved over and haven't looked back. We have two teenage sons that used to play for Wakool, the football club, when we first moved over for a few years, but it actually closed down.
Oh, another one.
Rude.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, which was pretty sad because it was just a ripper little club. But the boys now, play for Barham, which isn't too far up the road. So that's why we're in Barham this morning.
Here's a little piece of trivia for you. My grandfather played for Naya.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Carl Herod.
Herod.
It was in the 1920s.
That name? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Before my time.
Well, not before Rob. Rob celebrated his 50th birthday at the Naya Premiership all those years ago. No, that's not true. So, Wakool, what do people do in Wakool?
So Wakool, it's a great little spot. Most people like the town itself is, a great little town. We've got a club, we've got a pub, we've got a great little post office, a beautiful park and a cute little township. Most of the people in the surrounding areas, it's a lot of farming, a lot of irrigated cropping, so there's a lot of rice that goes on, which keeps people pretty busy for most of the year in our area.
There is a lot of irrigation in that part of the world, so that implies grain.
Yes, grain, cereal, yep.
Yeah, okay. And to get to Wakool, people would obviously, it's near Barham, we know that. Where are people going to or from to go through Wakool?
If you were heading, say, from Swan Hill way to Deniliquin way, you would go through Wakool. We're sort of, that's probably the best way to reach.
So what highway is it on?
We're just on the Wakool Road. We own our own road.
Okay. So how did they come up with the name the Wakool Road?
I don't even know, and it's a little bit contentious because it's changed names a couple of times, and I used to work for council and get growled at when the old folk would come in and say it was called something else, so I don't know.
Now, I know it's going to be a few years before you're classed as a local, but I sense that you probably have felt like a local pretty quickly if that country town is like most around Australia.
We definitely have. It's such a good community. It did not take long at all. A couple of visits to the pub and the club, and it didn't take long to meet everyone and be welcomed with open arms. The community always, we've had a lot of new people in the last few years since COVID, buy houses and move to the town, and everyone just embraces everyone, which is great.
Tell us about your little business.
So it's probably 6 or 7 years ago, my husband and I were on a little bit of land, and we had an unused pocket of land, and we said, what can we grow here that we can enjoy making a little bit of extra money from? and that turned into a native nursery and a floriculture plantation, which is now kicking along pretty nicely.
So give us an idea of how it started and how you develop markets in that area.
Oh, it's definitely every year we've just built on a bit more and bitten off a little bit more. So yeah, it pretty much started from a little bit of unused land and us just scratching our heads saying how can we make a little bit of extra income, because we're not on enough land to own our own machinery, but we were cropping and using contractors and it was pretty pricey. So we were just looking to diversify a little bit. So that's how it began. And it evolved to what we have now is, Tulla native. So we've got a native nursery, which I think we've done about maybe 550,000 plants this year for both retail and wholesale. And we've just expanded our floriculture plantation, so cut flowers and foliage. I think we have about 20,000 plants in the ground over about 55 acres.
Goodness gracious! So
Sounds a bit like your front garden, Rob.
It does a bit. Is it farm plantations your major trade?
A lot of wholesale, yeah. So a lot of revegetation, shelter belts, a lot of large-scale saltbush planting in this area for sheep producers for sort of feed to fill the late summer autumn feed gap. Obviously, it's not wet all the time, even though it has been the last 2 years, but we are generally a drought-affected area. So we kind of tapped into that to provide fodder for drier times.
So the source of water would be the Murray, I'm assuming. How far away from the Murray are you?
So out at Wakool, we're only, the Murray's, the closest bit of Murray near us would be Barham, which is only about a 20-minute drive. But where we are at Wakool, we're really lucky, like for fishing and anglers, people that are into that kind of recreational stuff, which we are as well. We're right on the Merribit Creek. It's only a couple of minutes from where the town is. So that's a small creek that produces good cod and yellow belly at times. We're not far from the Wakool River itself. We're also near the Nema. We're also near the Edwards and then the Murray. So there's a lot of good places around us.
There you go for our fishing fans, and we have plenty of them. When Johnny Didge comes onto the show, put the boat on the back, go for a drive, and you'll see a lot of beautiful spots. Not all that far away, because, what are we, 4 hours from there, Neil?
Oh, 3.5, I would have thought. Because you're not very far from Echuca, are you?
No, so as a crow flies, it's probably about an hour, just shy of an hour.
Yeah, and Echuca is the sort of closest point if you go directly.
About 3 to them, is it?
Yeah, about that, yeah. In fact, I'll be in Moam next Thursday, as a matter of fact. Just, dropping that into the conversation for no particular reason.
Well done. Now, the need for trees, we talk a lot about environment. People are a lot more conscious of it. So you're pretty confident that your business model is a pretty good one for the future?
I feel like we're very lucky to have stepped into our business when we have, and we've built it up quite organically up until this point. But I think because there's a lot of focus on, carbon, the carbon space and all that sort of thing, all those revegetation jobs, it's definitely an industry that is getting momentum quite quickly. So we do have our challenges, but we definitely think we will just continue to get busier and busier, which is a really good thing, and we enjoy what we do. So the future looks really bright.
Get up there, catch a fish and buy a tree, I say, and have a pleasant experience in a beautiful little country town.
And you'll be able to branch out. Just see what I've done there. Hey, it is very, very kind of you to step away from the footy, Stacey, and just around the grounds with thanks to Geelong Line marking one more time. What's the score between Barham and Kuna in the under-15s?
Well, it's actually, Barham is 60, Kahuna unfortunately haven't scored, and they've mercy ruled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not so much a game, but a shame.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We look forward to chatting to you another time down the track when we need a tree.
So much. Thanks, guys.
There she is, Stacey, Brooke, up there in
Lovely
Wakool.
little chat.
Yeah.